Hello, friends, and welcome to Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Today we find ourselves in a dream world with Irliet. She is going with us on a journey where we are exploring our own mind. I'm not really sure where this is going or what we're going to do, so this is Disabled. My name is Ed, and let's get into it. Alright, well, Is that a hookah? I see a
Rise to
hookah.
the top, or get left in the dust.
Okay. We have Cassia in our bedroom, which is weird. Everything you now have was served to you on a silver platter. But do you deserve it? It's a valid question. Someone... Oh, that's me,
Is
dead
there
in the
money to
bed.
be made?
Fresh blood soaks into the priceless silk coverlets, forming an ugly stain under the corpse. Your corpse. All sentient beings are afraid of death. You have to accept the fear first before you can get rid of it. Thank you, Irliet. Accept your fears. Why not? Okay. I did not ever feel that Gladius was particularly afraid
I
of
always
death,
keep my options open.
but whatever. Standing at the helm, peering into the darkness of the cosmos. You feel as lonely among the stars as I do among my own kin. Dispel your loneliness. Shoo shoo shoo, loneliness. Okay. There's Heinrich.
Keep your wits about you.
Am I here to kill you? To betray you? To serve you? Am I friend or foe? What do you think, Gladius? I think I do not know. There's Cabela. One day the Undying One will whisper your name to me. I will carry out his command without hesitation, for I am your death, Doman Gladius. Thank you for that, I guess. A group? We got rid of one rogue trader. We'll get rid of him, too. Everyone, from the lower decks to the senior officers, hate him. I hear their Vox transmissions. Mutiny is brewing. As long as I can still use his thrones, I don't care. Once betrayed, it is hard to put one's trust in others again, especially those closest and most loyal to us. Okay. Interesting.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
We've got Jai over here. You are doing everything right. Don't worry, Shireen. I will happily take your place when you are gone. Back to betrayal again. Coonrad Voitvir. The face of betrayal. Have you already forgotten me, Gladius? Oh, don't ever forget me. Not even for a moment. Because as soon as you turn away, I will plunge the shard of my sword into your throat.
Rush not dawdle.
The burden of responsibility lies on your shoulders, Elentak, and your soul grows dull from weariness. Break the chains of exhaustion. I don't know who this monkey is, but your memories of them are akin to slimy mud after the rain. Let's wash it away like spring water, shall we? Okay. Dispel your exhaustion. Alright.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Hey. Got Argenta over here. In truth, you believe in nothing at all, Gladius. Not the God Emperor, the archenemy, or even people. You barely believe in yourself. I pity you. Let's go talk to Adira before we go up to Theodora, shall we? Putting on airs, Lord Captain. You are as distant from the common folk as rusty old Footfall is from Terra. Who else do we have in here? Abelard, Solomorn. No Irliet, though.
I always have a backup plan.
Lord Captain, your decision will doom us all. Lowly pirates perish, risking nothing but their own skin. But what of you? Hide behind the warrant all you want. I can see right through you. One day you will make a mistake, and then, rest assured, I will be there, the punishing hand of the Lex Imperialis. Okay. A lot of punishment about. What about Marazai here? You just got lucky, monkey. But luck is the only thing you have. You are weak, so prepare to suffer. Only the mad and the foolish never doubt their strength. The wise are full of doubt, but they know how to let go of them. Except... oh, hold on. Let's go check out Theodora first. I don't want her to leave. I am proud of you, Gladius. You have become a worthy successor, and perhaps even the best Lord Captain. Thanks, Theo. Some words you need to hear at least once to believe them. Let's accept and let go of our doubts. Uh-oh. What is this? Do you see yourself now, Elentak? Just as radiant as others see you? The light in your soul pierces the darkness, ready to give hope to those who need it. Accept your light. Accept yourself. Okay. Apparently, these are not going to speak. Listen closely. What is this, monkey? The voice of the incorporeal echo that has made your soul its home seems to sound only in your own head. Irliet's face tenses in surprise, her features becoming even sharper as she stares in confusion at the ghostly figures. She says nothing, stealing glances at you, then at the figures again as if she is waiting for something. Look closely at the ghostly figures. A strange feeling envelops your body. You feel yourself become lighter than air, and inside your mind your thoughts are racing at an incredible speed. You are not yet aware that you're looking through the eyes of your ghostly echo and are observing from afar, all at the same time. The inner world changes under the force of your will, and you can now control your own echo. You can do something that you would not dare to do in the real world. This is an opportunity to attempt a relationship with Irliet, I think. I would like to form a friendship with her. I am not interested in a romantic relationship with her because she expressed such disgust at the idea of a romantic relationship with humankind in general. That was something abhorrent to her. So there's no reason for me to feel that that might have changed. So we will resist the temptation. Though I'm tempted to do the hand because it's certainly not inappropriate necessarily and is a friendly gesture, but in this context, I feel it would be taken for more than that. So we will resist the temptation. You and Irliet stand in complete silence for a while, tense and awkward at first, then soft and enveloping. You feel Irliet sigh ever so slightly, and you hear the sadness hidden in her voice. But she remains silent until the ghostly figures around you start to disappear. It is time to return, Elentak. Your soul is not yet strong enough to endure prolonged immersion. Take a deep breath and... You awaken from your meditation with a sense of vigor and unusual calm, as if you've just taken a shower under a freezing waterfall, or delivered a speech in front of thousands of subjects, and your heart swells from the crowd's adulation. Gladius, you are awake. Irliet stares at her own words, realizing that this is the first time she's ever called you by your actual name. Your soul shines too radiantly for a human, despite all the litter that had accumulated in your soul. You can get rid of litter, but the light? Try to preserve it, Gladius. It draws the eye like bright stars in the night sky. Of course, your world is not as beautiful and serene as mine, but I was glad to see it. Thank you for showing me this part of myself. My heart sings, for I have helped you find peace, even if only for a short while. Until we meet again, Elentak, may the stars guide us along the safe roads. All right, very nice. We haven't performed ablutions in a while. Let's go ahead and knock that out. The soothing water caresses your senses, and your grateful muscles welcome the chance to rest. A pleasant languor spreads through your body as you allow yourself a moment of quiet relaxation. Relax and close your eyes. The tension slowly retreats as you bring yourself to complete stillness, joint by joint, muscle by muscle, pore by pore. Before long, you've surrendered the bastion of your body to the bliss of oblivion. Troubles, worries, loss, such things do not belong in this newly established dominion of tranquility. There are only the infinite waters of weightlessness, in which, stripped of all things superficial, the mind of Gladius von Valancius drifts in silent bliss. The moment of serenity soon fades. The body reclaims the mind, binding it once more to the familiar shell of flesh, sinew, and bone. Finish your ablutions. You feel revitalized. This was truly an experience worthy of a rogue trader. Okay. And we pick up a bonus well-deserved rest. The character will have a higher initiative in the next combat, a one-time bonus that disappears after the combat ends. So we should be doing the ablutions every time we come back to the ship. It's just, you know, it's a lot of trouble, so we don't do it. Coming back to the room, all of that, and it's not necessary, though it would be nice to be going earlier in combat, that's for sure. All right, back to what we were doing. As I mentioned last episode, the Infinite Museon did drop right before the last 3 episodes I did, actually, I think, because I record, all in one day for a week. So I do a week's worth of recordings in one go. And Infinite Museon had dropped. We are now in week 2, but it is my understanding that Blade Dancer is bugged as far as the augments are concerned. So we are not going to be doing any respecking at this point or adding augments or any of those things because we can't at the moment because the Blade Dancer is not, or we could, but the Blade Dancer is not getting the benefit from them yet. So once that patch comes down and that problem gets fixed, we will absolutely delve into the augments and get that for everyone. But until then, we were on our way to Footfall. We also had a stop to make. We were in the middle of some other things when we got called to Dargonus, so we need to do that as well. And that was head back over here. I think it's from there, maybe? I don't remember. Oh, Kiavagama needs our attention. Interesting. Hold on. Dargonus is what it is. Still no projects available. Or that was Janus, excuse me. Dargonus, we have a new thing to pick up. Foulstone, we're picking up. No projects. Kiavagama. Forbidden weapon. So we need to head over there, apparently. We'll pick that up. Okay, well, let's head over to Kiavagama, shall we? Once we finish what we were doing over here, I don't remember which of these had, we needed fuel, and I got the fuel, right? So, okay. That unforeseen event on the continental world there, I do believe, is where I need to go. Huh? Nothing popped for us that time. Let's pop in here, though. Now that we have fuel, the golden forests of Amberworld look enchanting, even from orbit. Okay, that wasn't what we were doing then. A trickle of disturbing news came from the Navigator's sanctum over the last few days. Allegedly, there's a vast shadow following the void ship through the depths of the Sea of Souls. Mere hours before emerging in real space, the vessel shuddered. An unidentified leviathan had emerged from the roiling warp, wrapped its tentacles around the ship, and started squeezing, trying to crack the hull like an egg. Trust in the Navigator's talent. The ship's navigator engaged the warp monster in invisible combat by giving orders from the Sanctum Novice. By following the Astronomican's guiding light and struggling against the mighty alien will at the same time, the guide managed to pry the void vessel from the nightmarish creature's grasp and execute an emergency translation to real space, with minimal losses among the crew and new insights into the nature of warp entities. Hey, we got some more Navigator insights. See, this is why we chose that path. If you take the more dangerous path, you have opportunities to get better stuff, right? Very good. Already explored. There's 8 plasteel here. Are we not collecting that currently? Yes, we are. Okay. Demonic eyes had materialized and begun to slither across the walls of crew quarter 49. The burning orbs swelled like bubbles of fetid swamp gas, only in secluded places at first, later appearing in plain sight. Everyone subject to their glare started experiencing headaches and spells of self-flagellation. After one of the officers peeled off a portion of his own skin to fashion a makeshift eyelid for one of the fiendish orbs, the section was quarantined since neither fire nor other munitions could prevent more eyes from sprouting up on the ship. The vessel was cleansed only by escaping from the clutching embrace of the Sea of Souls. By the God Emperor's grace, no perils of the warp prevented the vessel from returning to real space. Okay. Nothing there. Nothing there. Well, I guess I don't remember why we were trying to collect the, but I know this is the area, or I don't know. While traveling through the Immaterium, the crew on duty in Loading Bay 7 heard what sounded like the hissing of a giant snake. The terrified workers sent out a Vox message, then locked themselves in a shipping container and welded it shut. The response team sent to the bay found no signs of warp activity. Unfortunately, by the time they arrived, the workers had suffocated. The ship left the hostile Immaterium and returned to real space. Let's pop in here, just to be sure. Yeah, nothing. Whatever it was, we apparently can't do it anymore, which is really annoying. I think it had to do with our continental world here. Maybe we'll get another chance in future. Okay. The tech priest reported a brief malfunction in the Gellerfield generator that left the vessel exposed to the warp for a brief second. According to the Enforcer report, something did manage to get into the ship and is now prowling the dark corridors of Loading Bay 5. Isolate the chamber until the vessel leaves the warp. A part of the ship was isolated from the rest until it left the warp at the end of the journey. After the vessel emerged in real space and the chamber was unsealed, it was intact, with the exception of the crew who had barricaded themselves in a far corner of Loading Bay 5 and bravely resisted the unknown assailant for as long as they could. Their remains have been safely disposed of. Yeah, that does tend to be the way, unfortunately. We'll go ahead and hit there quickly. Oh, but not like that, apparently. Yeah, we can. We'll just pop over unsafe. We're good at that. A scheduled service in the ship's chapel was interrupted in the most profane manner. The images of saints and martyrs depicted on the altarpiece started to move and step down from the canvas. The congregation was filled with terror, and dozens perished in the stampede. The illusion disappeared on its own, but it claimed several priests and altar attendants. It is said their frenzied shrieks can still be heard echoing under the vaults of the chapel during prayer. Well, how awesome! We need to go to Foulstone as well, apparently. Thousands of commoners have left their workstations to gather for a holy pilgrimage. We can request that the followers of St. Drusus bring holy relics to the colony. We can forbid the pilgrimage, that's bad. We can allow subjects to do it, and that is also bad. The best thing is this one, which is positive, so that's where we're going to go. Instead of leaving the colony, the people, trembling in awe, attended services by the relics, then returned to work inspired. Excellent. Glad I could help, gentlemen, ladies. Now, back to Kiavagama. Right. Okay. We have two things. Let's go Forbidden Weapon first. That's the first notification we got. Heretics from Kiavagama are ready to test an experimental engine fueled by warp energy. They are waiting for an order to test the machine. Okay. Why are they heretics? That's interesting. We can integrate the engine into the manufactorums. Those are positive. Use the engine as the colony sentinel. Add security, lose complacency. We're actually good on both of those. This colony is one of the best ones we have going right now. We can gain efficiency and complacency, which is good. Turn the engine into a central cogitator, connecting the heretics' minds. This one gives me efficiency and brings it up to 9 with complacency. And then it multiplies heretic trophies by 1. I don't know that I have... Or I gain a heretic trophy? Is that what that means? I get one? I don't know. That's a weird thing because you're multiplying something by 1, the number doesn't change, right? Like 5 times 1 is 5, so what are we doing here? But okay. I gain a heretic trophy, I suppose, which is good. I guess we'll go with this one. We get efficiency and complacency. The heretics have become akin to a mechanical swarm, offering more and more sacrifices to the engine. Their existence is blissful for as long as their metallic idol remains content. In return, the machine whispers to them secrets to the creation of new sinister mechanisms. I lose 2 people. Well, that's not good. Alright, and then we have Unvanquished Tech Heresy. One of the workshops has fallen to corruption. The machines within disassemble the surrounding mechanisms and swallow workers whole to construct repulsive amalgams of metal and flesh. I can destroy the workshop. I lose efficiency. I don't like that. Gain complacency and security, which are already at 10, so that seems a bit unnecessary. Lose security, gain efficiency. And lose efficiency and security. Okay. You need 2 mechanisms to pull this one off, which I have. I have 17, so that's good. I don't need anything to destroy it, but I lose efficiency if I do so. I lose a little bit of security, but that is my best option. The conveyor belt hungrily swallows the mechanisms, which greatly boosts its output. Upon consuming all available material, it spawns its final horrific creation before something within it cracks and it falls silent forever. Okay. Cool, 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 I guess. Oh, we have another one? Oh, now Dargonus has... Oh, no, that's just... Yes. Humiliating Visit. Oh my gosh, and Dargonus' numbers are ugly. We really need some projects to fix it. We're going to go ahead and go to... gosh, I don't know if it gets worse if I wait. I guess we need to go deal with it. Just ridiculous. A delegation of Drukari arrive at the colony. The Xenos offer the monkey the chance to willingly bow before them. Yeah, that ain't happening. Yeah, you think? You would lose everything. Of course. I would lose security, which I can actually lose. I would get a plus 10 of something? I don't know what that is. And it doesn't have a name. Oh, dogmatic. Okay. I would move my dogmatic up to rank 2. Interesting. I would lose efficiency. This is the only thing that gives me something. Oh, God. Yeah, I'm not sending them people sacrifice. We're gonna fight them. It's the only thing we can do. We are gonna lose 2 people and lose 2 security. I don't know why fighting them would make us lose security, but okay. The battle with the Xenos claims an untold number of lives, but none dare question the choice made. There can be no negotiation with the enemies of humanity. You damn right. Not those kind of negotiations anyway. Holy cow. Now, please, can we get to Footfall? I'm begging you. Oh my gosh. Vivos 6 is having an epidemic. What is happening right now? Is this trying to push me out of Act 2 and into the next act? If it would let me get to Footfall, we could do that. But no. A deadly pathogen has paralyzed the colony. The rabble is terrified. The planetary authorities are flummoxed. We don't have any holy gifts in the cargo, so we can't do that. We can burn down the regions infected by the epidemic, or enforce a strict quarantine. Can't do that either. I don't know why. If we do this, it uses 3 promethium, but we don't get anything. Still, I think that is the better choice. Quarantines can be violated, but burning down the regions infected by the epidemic seem like a better choice for this world anyway. I mean, you know, if I pick that, surely something really, really bad is going to happen as a result. Something bad will happen because of this too, but probably less bad than what would happen if I did that. The hotbed of the infection was turned to ash, and the disease retreated, terrified by the rogue trader's iron resolve. Yeah, I doubt that. I don't think the disease was afraid of me, but maybe. Okay, please let me get down to Footfall. Your lordship, we have contacted Alta Templum Calixus X-17. In accordance with your orders, the Astropathic Choir sent a message to the station about the plight of the implantation throne. Alta Templum responded to our overture very promptly, which in itself is extremely remarkable for cloistered servants of the Omnissiah. The Adeptus Mechanicus report that they are most aggrieved by the misfortune that has befallen the ancient relic, and they are prepared to dispatch to the flagship a learned man versed in the restoration of archaeotech machines. His name is Eogunn Februs, and he is ready not only to personally assist the dynasty, but also to teach the ship's engine seers all the necessary rituals. In return, the Crimson Priest asks only that you visit the station and inform them of the fate of the miraculous fusion reactor from Rykad Minoris. And why aren't they coming to me? Alta Templum Calixus X-17 is a very unusual place. A tech priest monastery, access to which is denied to all who do not belong to the ordained ranks of Mars. Some say that its cells are the most secure haven for the sanctity of the Omnissiah, while others say that the most heavily guarded prison of the Adeptus Mechanicus in the Expanse is hidden inside it. It is surprising enough that they have communicated with laity at all. Expecting them to leave the walls of their cloister would be unthinkable. Very well. I will adjust my plans to include a visit to the tech priest of Alta Templum. I will relay that you have agreed to visit the station. The Vox transmission ends with a click. So, to Alta Templum Calixus X-17. We have entered the station's orbit, Lord Captain, awaiting a signal from Alta Templum Calixus X-17. For a few seconds, the Vox frequency carries only trepidatious silence, which is soon broken by a rattling voice. We offer up our thanks to the Omnissiah for the intersection of events with a margin of error within the confidence interval. In the infinite branches of the future, this outcome will be marked as favorable. I am Tetrialama, Logis of Alter Templum Calixus X17, and I appeal to the rogue trader for sacred knowledge. What is the fate of the miraculous fusion reactor from Rykad Minoris? The reactor remains on Rykad Minoris. Negative deviation from the optimal outcome has been registered. The cumulative completeness of knowledge has been reduced. The Omnissiah mourns this loss. It is difficult to catch any intonation in Tetrialemma's solemn voice, but the Benaric exclamation that follows seems genuinely sorrowful. In gratitude for the expansion of our knowledge of archaeotech, the tech clergy of Alter Templum Calixus X17 is prepared to perform Grade 3 Benaric rites over the machine spirits of your vessel. Genitor Extremus Eogunn Februs, a manipulus who has received the benediction of the motive force, will be sent to embark your ship immediately. Omnissiah's blessings. We got 1,000 reputation for explorators. That's awesome. Your lordship, if I may be so bold as to point out that this learned man possesses a rare combination of skills and is almost certainly proficient in the creation of blessed augments. This is a true boon for the flagship and you personally. Abelard lets out a discontented grumble. Huh. All the more peculiar, then, that the Adeptus Mechanicus would so readily hand over one of their invaluable brethren to us. It is unlikely that such generosity is motivated solely by magnanimity. Registering the launch of a cargo shuttle on a course for our ship. Thank you, Vigdis. Raising his hand, the tech priest snaps his hand closed, and the sparks of the motive force vanish, almost as if he has caught them in his fist. A corpulent man with a metal abdomen and bulky carapace, he hovers above the deck like a large crimson beetle. A mature face sits beneath an angular black cap. For a servant of the Adeptus Mechanicus, his visage retains a surprising proportion of organic material, and it is set in a dense beard of cables and pistons.
A wise man once said that a machine spirit cannot be looked upon, and he was right. For the Omnissiah in his infinite wisdom has concealed his creation even from the gaze of his most devoted servants. But can the believer come to know the nature of a machine only through an eye of organics or steel? No. For the vapor that brings forth the scent of sacred unguents is the spirit's breath. The rumbling of joints and rods is the beating of its heart. And the motive force is the current of its blood.
His unaugmented eye closes and his mouth relaxes into a serene smile. Crossing his arms over his augmented belly, the tech priest inhaled deeply of air infused with ozone and sacred unguents. The servo skull hovering nearby stares silently at the priest.
You are correct, Nuncius. I risk boring the rogue trader with my protracted ruminations. However, I will not allow the semantic analysis of my utterance to go unanswered. I will log your thesis for further debate. Now it is time to make my obeisance.
The tech priest steadily exhales and opens an eye.
Rogue Trader, your halls are filled with sacred metal, and the ship's tech priests must be commended in observing the sacraments of augmentation. That blessed union of flesh and ferrum sanctum. Beholding this charges my galvanic coils with exultation. I, Genitor Extremis Eogunn Februs, greet you, and thank you for the opportunity to grace these ancient mechanisms with the gift of operation.
Who is this wise man who theorized on the nature of the machine spirit? It would be interesting to read his work.
Junior Lex Mechanic Karain, operator of Auxiliary Terminal 289-0 of the lower workshops of Alter Templum Calixus X-17. A pragmatist and a bureaucrat who saw the world solely through the prism of statistics, endless parades of outflows and inflows. He had little interest in anything other than keeping track of valves and vents, but now and then he would drop pearls of wisdom such as these without even noticing it himself. I felt it was my duty to pick them up.
Genitor Extremis. What does that mean?
It is my creed, the incontrovertible fact that has defined my existence for as long as I can recall, and I recall a great deal. I have devoted myself to the mysteries of flesh and metal, to the processes by which one joins with the other, by which they live in union and how they die. I am intimately familiar with machines such as the one that I restored to life. I will school the members of the priesthood on board in its litanies of maintenance and operation, and reveal the secrets of the command runes so they may operate it themselves. The sacrament of Ferrum Sanctum will be made available to you and your retinue. That, too, is an incontrovertible fact.
His spherical torso rose forward again in a deferential bow. A compelling display of your abilities. Can you actually produce energy?
An excellent observation. My technical designation is Manipulus. And here is the galvanic cell, the repository of the motive force. No, that will take too long. Better to give a demonstration. Observe.
As he was speaking, his mechadendrite sprang to life and pointed at his augmented abdomen.
Questions?
He stabbed a mechadendrite into the augmented arm of a nearby technomat. Power snakes along the manipulous chrome claw into his cell. The technomat's vox stutters and rasps, and then his implant goes limp. Once certain you have seen the effect, Eogunn sent the power back into the augment to return it to life. Intriguing. So your galvanic cell not only stores energy, but also redistributes it to wherever you direct it? And you power it seemingly by drawing energy from other sources.
Correct. Entirely correct. How rarely do I meet such astute interlocutors among the laity. I respectfully initiate a request for an audience. I must discover what other gems of knowledge are hiding within your rich mind.
The manipulous eyes light up. There is no hint of sarcasm or condescension in his praise. Eogunn is genuinely pleased, like a proud mentor commending a student on their insight. Do you speak to your servoskull?
Nuncius is my dearest colleague. His eagerness, inquisitive mind, and ability to view a problem from a variety of angles are invaluable to our research. He is also rather loquacious himself.
Nuncius makes no sound, directing his visor somewhere past you.
A servo skull? As your colleague? Right. Well then, I'll take a data slate for my adjutant.
Don't be rude, Abs.
I see no colors coming from Nuncius. Is treating servo skulls like living beings some kind of sacred practice among the tech priests?
But surely it does not answer you. How truly peculiar.
Eogunn, you didn't actually dare to create an abominable intelligence, did you?
Do you think I would dare walk about with an anathema? A profane parody of the human mind? The greatest heresy against the Omnissiah? What an absurd idea.
The tech priest looks stunned.
I honor the Crimson Accord of Mars and swear before the all-knowing, all-seeing machine god that Nuncius is no spawn of tech heresy. If I lie, then let me be struck down by the electromagnetic pulse of his wrath, and let the motive force desert my limbs forever and ever. Nuncius is an incredibly sophisticated creation of sacred algorithms interlaced with my own. It is difficult for a layperson to grasp their inner workings, yet not a single one violates the commandments of the Omnissiah.
Nuncius, I welcome you aboard my vessel. If the servo skull heard you, it made no sign of it.
Amazing sincerity, Nuncius. It is gratifying to see that you have not lost your sense of tact over the years.
Eogunn pensively tightens a bolt on his beard and nods. What did he say?
I fear my rendering will lack the sophistication inherent in Nuncius's lingua technis, but to crudely summarize, he is honored by your attention and records the moment as significant.
Thank you for your help, Eogunn. Where will you go next?
Your thanks are accepted, but my service is not yet at an end. The clergy of the Alter Templum Calixtus X-17 Cloister, in gratitude for the tidings of the sacred Archaeotech, request that you be attended by Magos Eogunn Februs and the unit Nuncius. I seek your leave to employ our skills and knowledge for the benefit of the Von Valancius dynasty, including but not limited to tending to the machine spirits of the Sector Bionica and conducting experiments in the name of knowledge. In other words, allow Nuncius and I to remain on the ship and accompany you. We are well versed in augmetics, genetics, alchemy, the anatomy of humans, and abominable xenos alike, and the mysteries of the motive force and of sacred engineering. These fields of knowledge may also be employed to eliminate units whose views are not conducive to productive debate.
Why would you wish to do this?
It is my sacred duty to stand vigil to ensure the faithful operation of the technology I restored. Beyond that, Alter Templum Calixtus X-17 is an enclosed community. Many wisdoms can be found within its walls, but I seem to have exhausted their supply. Theory lays the foundation for exploration, but only practice can open the gates of knowledge. Nuncius and I have always been practitioners, first and foremost.
All right. Welcome aboard, Eogunn.
Skepticism is undeniably one of the instruments of knowledge, dearest colleague. It guards us against many heresies, preventing ego and vanity from clouding reason on the path of service. But as you see, Nuncius, it is not justified in every circumstance. Rogue Trader, Nuncius states that you are a person of rare perspicacity and prudence. I record this as an incontrovertible fact, and thank you for your hospitality.
Perspicacity. Interesting. So if you were like me and were unsure, perspicacity means the ability to understand things quickly and make accurate judgments. Very cool. I did not know that word.
But of course, I did not come empty-handed. I would like to present you with this augment. Now that the machine spirit of the implantation throne is awake, I can bestow its blessing upon you or one of your retinue, should the rogue trader will it.
Ah, we got an assault grapple for a warrior. User gains the force couple and force couple for enemy and for ally abilities. Force couple enemy allows the user to attack the target enemy with a melee weapon, if they have one equipped after the pull. If the user has 2 weapons equipped, they attack with both of them, but each deals 50% less damage. Using either of those abilities sets both of them on cooldown. It reduces your weapon skill by 10%. Interesting. And there's Eogunn. I am not ready to have him in my party just yet, so we will let that go. And we can now add augmetics, but we are not going to do that. As we discussed earlier, there is a bug in place for Blade Dancer, so we're going to wait till that gets resolved before we start throwing augmetics into our characters. We still need to get on Footfall. There are some things we need to do there with Jai. I think there are some things we need to wrap up, and then we'll head back to Dargonis, go through the ceremony, and I believe that wraps up Act 2, and we'll kick off Act 3, but I'm not certain on that. We will play it by ear, because as you know, this is a blind playthrough for me. I'm getting a little help on builds. I'm getting a little help on things in the moment. Sometimes I'll look stuff up if I have to, if I can't figure something out. But for the most part, we're just kicking on through here. So we still need to go to Footfall, as I discussed earlier. And we need to do some things there for Jai. I think we have some things to wrap up. And then we will head back to Dargonis. We will talk to the person we need to speak to, kick off the ceremony for our crowning, and I believe end Act 2 and move on toward Act 3. But I think we'll get into all of those things next time. This has been Disablet. My name is Ed, and this has been the electrifying Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, as that helps me out tremendously. But truly, until we see each other again, make your way with love and light. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey today, and goodbye.